Can you all hear me now? Hope so. Right. That was a bit of excitement. Right. So yeah, Keith had some issues his end. We couldn't work out what they were, so you couldn't hear me. Really strange because we're we're using exactly the same setup as we normally use, but with a big announcement and lots of people to look in. You know, what do you expect not to work? Right. Okay. So I'm going to go through the build. And do exactly basically what I was showing people at E3 last week. It's a bit of disappointment that we couldn't show this last week when I was at E3 because I was there. I couldn't do the stuff. Why is my face so red? Well, a week in California and me running around the office is mostly the reason for that. Okay, so what have we got? Right. First thing I'm going to do, I'll go to the play option and show you the new 3-hole course that Keith has put in. I'll show you some of the new menus as well. These are still very pre-alpha, so remember that. So this is a new course select screen that we'll be looking at. So lots of nice little screenshots of your courses and stuff you'll be able to look at. So that's all cool. That's in there. Right, so I'm going to tee off and go to Keith's new course. Right, so as you can see, what
Hello
we've got
there,
now
and welcome to the golf club. We have
is
a tiny little course today, but it's charming nonetheless. Let's see what you can do.
So with the multi-level water, you'll now be able to create streams that run down hills. Go down. Also, looking at the waterfall there as well. So that's new. So what I'll do? Not like loads and loads of stuff within this hole has not actually changed yet. So we've got the multi-level water in. As you can see, it's the old avatar. It is old animation still. So we've spent lots of money on the avatar and the animations. And as you can imagine, having a game 9, 10, 11 months before release at E3 is a little early for us to get out. So what but we really wanted to make sure that you guys knew we were working on it because it was getting a bit silly going over the forums and stuff that you know, we couldn't announce that we were working on TGC2 and that. So showing at E3 meant that we could actually now talk about it and do things like this. So as you can see,
we'll move your
okay.
your camera's right here.
All right. Okay.
So I'm just gonna move it up real quick.
Right. Brett's working on it. Yeah. So there we go. I'm gonna move it over there.
There we go.
Okay. Perfect. See, this is why you have an in-house community manager as well as an out-house. Right.
All right.
Perfect.
Good to go.
All right. So yeah. So what we've got here is old model, old animations, some new lighting effects, new water. You know, and I just wanted to show that off, show that we could do multi-level water. I think there's been some concern about like overuse of waterfalls. The reason for that is just to sort of, the reason we put one in is just to sort of show off that there is multi-level water and water does run on hills and stuff. So first things first, we have the 240 yards. This is the easy club set that we have there. And there you go. So other thing you'll see in the bottom right hand corner there is that it says perfect and perfect. So that will be the that's the tempo. So what you've got is you've got a backswing and forward swing tempo, which is the feedback at the moment.
120 yards or so to the pin.
And let me have a look. What can I show you? So we have got some specular lighting on here. If I can show this off right. There's our waterfall coming down. So look at the lighting effect there on the water. That's something new. So lots of people have been saying, is it going to graphically improve over the last one? Yes, we're going to be doing a lot of lighting effects, lots of stuff that can't actually be seen in this build. Right, okay, so we're going to look at the tempo build. So I know someone says it's still, I hit it perfectly. Yes, I did hit it perfectly, and there's still plenty of stuff to be tuned within this. This is a very, very early build, but what I want to show is that the tempo's in. So if I do that, and you see they held it back there, it was a sluggish backswing. I only went 64 yards. It pulled the stuff to the right, the ball to the right there. So yeah.
This one's looking good. All right, about a 3-footer here.
So what else have we got? So the other things I sort of wanted to show you is that not only have we got big waterfalls, but it's a running stream. So if you look to the right, you'll actually see that there's stuff actually running and moving to the right and left there. So these streams aren't finished. As you can still see water through it and stuff like that. So there we go.
Oh, it was so close.
I missed that part.
Little 5-footer here, nothing too scary.
So any questions so far?
Well, I'm happy to move on.
Practice swing.
Starting off at 2
so
over here.
it's our new look scorecard. We're going to be changing them up a little bit more, but this is it's one of the looks we want. Brett says practice swing. Yeah, so we've got practice swings in there now. They'll be changing quite a bit, but you'll now be able to just practice your swing like that. Just and I can change my clubs. We've still got all the old settings for on the shot shaper at the moment. We've still got the easy flop shot that lots of people moan about. Whoa, bit of a lucky bounce there. Will green grids stretch across the entire greens? The question about green grids is how will green grids work for the next version? I'm still in the process of looking at how we're going to actually do green grids and stuff like that for the next version.
I'll tell you what, everybody ends up here sometimes.
So I want to look at something a little bit more. Move away from grids a little bit and just do something a little different. I don't know if we're going to be able to do that.
All right, 12-footer.
Looking for ideas. I was watching the golf yesterday, see if anything had anybody good ideas on that. But you know, it would be good to see something other than grids. So that's what I'm looking over. Will John be doing new stuff? Yes, John will be doing new stuff. It would be good to choose where to place a tee on the tee box. Yeah, well, this is something I actually wanted to do in Golf Club 1. It's just, priority really, It's where it falls on the thing. We'll be able to fly over cam positions.
Yeah,
that's another thing I'm hoping to be able to do. I tell you what, I didn't show Keith's great little
okay, third
back
hole
there.
Coming up.
Yeah. Where is it? So Keith had a really nice. Oh yeah, there we go. Water garden somewhere, didn't he? That's why I wanted Keith on the stream, because he built this course and there were some really nice things to show off in it. So in the subtleties of waterfalls are like don't need to be used. I know that everyone was moaning that, oh my god, there's going to be 100 waterfalls on every course. It's
looking good.
I hope that's not the case. I don't think we have to give people the options to build them things. What I want to see is running water, and that's what we've got in the designer at the moment. And so you can actually create like flowing water that actually just trickles down and stuff. So it actually moves down and runs through rocks and stuff like that to create that kind of effect.
Okay, you are in the rough, and just so you know, you are deep down in the rough.
I'll get back to that water.
Doesn't look like it's on the fairway.
I'll show you a little bit more. Yes, I'll go to the difficulty swing on the driving range doily. Graduated rough. Yes, well, we're going to be improving all kinds of things.
This one for the
so
save.
We'll doing that. Where is it? Oh, so that's a good putt.
That was going to be.
Yeah, graduated rough. Yeah, water reflections look
Drop.
great. Thanks, Taste.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
we've massively improved
All
them.
right, nice little 2 foot.
We're going to be looking at the
There we go. Nice little
bunkers and
easy
stuff like
one
that as
to
well. So
finish
there's
off
going to
the
be
round.
loads and loads of stuff like that.
And at the end of your round, 5 over
right,
par.
So let me replay that course so I can show you the. I want to show you the water garden, and then will you?
Hello and welcome. We have a pretty small course
regarding
here
the screen
today.
after shot, can
Should
you
play pretty quick, I'd
can
imagine.
you make it so the scenery until the button is clicked? Yeah, well, we want to do a lot of stuff with the camera. So my thing at the moment, I'm going to change this to a hard swing. You're not able to actually change this like mid round normally or anything like that, but as it's debug, I'm just put it in there. So what we can do is we can test our rounds. What you'll see is this is the harder swing. It goes in 280 yards. But there you go. I was a sluggish downswing. The timing's very, very important. So it's like it was funny watching people at GDC last week or E3 last week. And so you see a nearly straight swing there, but it's still gone off to the left. So you need to make sure that there's good timing in there, and it's going to really improve you. What you can see if I've got a standard set. My standard set is a lot less in yardage and stuff like that. Would it be possible to...
Looking at 125 yards.
So the thing is with the swing is like, and I really want to make it so we can play against each other. So I want people to go like big, you know, and get rewarded for that if they're a good player. Chipping has been improved, as you can see there.
4 feet. Let's do
I'll
this.
show you a little bit more once we get to the second hole there. So I want to show
Solid
you some
stroke
stuff.
there. Good job. Okay, starting off at 3 over par. Okay, hole number 2. Let's see what you can do here.
So yeah, there we go. So let's show off Keith's water garden here. So this is the water garden. As you see, what he's done, he's put 2 levels of water that are a lot higher level than the stuff, and then he's actually got flowing water in there. So the grass and the shadows underneath that isn't working properly yet, but what you can see he's done, he's created that little so you can get that flowing water. So what he's done is he's built the water slightly higher, and then it will create that flow that you want. So yeah, I think that looks really cool. And so when the specular lighting goes in on, say, Taste saw there, it looked pretty cool. So some of these things we've got bridges, we've got white fences. We've got a ton of new additions that just. Will Rory be on the game cover? No. No, he won't. I doubt it anyway, unless something drastically happens. The plan is just to go with the golf club this time. Again, I don't think we need to push any licenses and anything like that. You know, the plan is to continue with what we did well the first time. All right, so you want to go to the driving range. So Smurf Blade. How narrow is the cone on tour? Difficulty for the chips flops. Well, the cone's a bit of a. The cone was only ever there to show you how hard the shot is. It's not really a big thing. It's more of a graphical representation. It's a lot tougher. So the cone's going to be harder for the straightness of the swing, but it's also in the tempo. So you have to have a perfect tempo. It's all about getting it right in the driving range. So the plan is to build driving ranges, build putting greens and everything within your course, and then you'll be able, when the flow into the game, go to them driving ranges and putting greens. So, you know, I always find, especially like playing things like TGC tours, is that I boot up the round for the week and I haven't got used to the tempo of the green, the speed of it. So what I want to do is I want to be able to go on the putting green for an hour before my round and just really get the feel of that. So you know, that's why we've come up with this system for the driving range. So we've got the full driving range here. It's one that I created a while back. As you can see, it's a bit like the Lunenburg one. It's got some deer on it, and we've got a full driving range course back there. And as you can see, so what I'm going to do is I'll go through the clubs and show you the drives. So what we've got is that's the slower, easy standard set of clubs there. You look at it goes around to 268, 270 there, with the driver, and I'm getting a pretty perfect swing all the time with that tempo, and this is all going to be balanced over the next 9-10 months. So like, if we think that it's going too far, or we think it's not going far enough, it's too easy to hit straight still, we'll need to be able to change that. So what I'll do is I'll up it to the player club set, is what we're calling them at the moment, which is like the hardest swing, and so that's pulled a little bit to the right. We're getting a lot better distance with these. We haven't tuned these ones as much as the others, so I'm getting 295 yards with this club. The cone for timing is a little harder, but I spent a lot of time practicing this swing last week. So as I said, we've got a full load of animations on this guy as well, so this is all going to change. So I'm a little slow there, and it's pulling it to the left on me, as you can see. And then what I'll do is I'll go to the harder club set. These have been tuned a little bit more rigorously by us. Right, okay, what I'll do, pay attention to the tour. So as you can see, it's up to 280 yards, and let's see what I can do. And so I'm hitting that nearly straight. I was too slow in the timing there, and it's gone off to the right. So I'm getting the yardage. You know, I'm hitting it like 290 yards there, 291. So that's, but I'm not straight at all. Just a little sluggish there on the downswing. It's pulled it to the right, and it's really punished me. You want to have a 2-iron. Do we put the? Oh, we haven't got all the clubs in here. So we have got a 2-iron. I think we've got every sort of club you could wish for now, and you'd be able to choose them on before you go on the course. Will tempo be the same for everyone, or is it adaptable as different people swing at different tempos, both in the game and in real life? It will be the same for everyone. I think like the tempo, the tempo's the tempo. It's like in real life, if the tempo is working for you, it will work in the game. To get the long distances straight and stuff like that, you should have no problems like getting distances that you want as you go. Oh, there you go. I was too slow in my downswing. I've pulled it off to the left, so it's a lot tougher. If I really concentrate, I've got a. Let's see if I can do it. No. Oh. So I'm pulling to the right. So as you say, it's would love a 3-click with a new swing. No, there'll be no 3-click in the golf club. Not because, you know, I'm not anti 3-click. I'm just doesn't fit within what the game's all about. It's all about feel, and 3-click is like a game of power bars. I used to be a big 3-click player. Used to be perfect on the old Tiger Woods games when I used to work up in London and go backwards and forwards. I used to love the 3-click game on the Nintendo DS, but you know it's not. It's just not what the game's all about, especially with the feel around the green. It's more about trying to hit something. There you go. Managed to get one off a little too slow, but still pulled it. So yeah, that's sort of that's the driving range and how to practice your tempo. And we're gonna keep altering that, and that's gonna be 9 months of continuous. So it's just like a lot of time going to be spent, say 9-10 months on this. So every day we're going to continue to play, and we're going to be putting out a beta to people as well. Why are you very worried about distance control? What have you got to be worried about? I think it's going to be good. So we've also got the sandbox mode. So as you say, I can what I can do is I can pull the ball up at any time in the practice screen and just drop the ball down, and then I can just practice on the greens as well. So the greens will have the same effect as what the course greens are like. And as you see, you just keep getting reset in the same place, and you can just practice on them greens and just get the real feel of how it will play, how fast they are, stuff like that. Say I have 186 as a flag, do I have to have a shorter backswing, etc. if I'm using a longer club? Yes, yeah, it's much like Golf Club 1 in that respect. So it's it's still about feel, it's still about that, and if the tempo's right going backwards and forwards, you're not going to be punished on that. Somebody said there that was the game going to be out in summer. No, it'll be the beginning of next year. Haven't decided on the exact date yet, but around the start of the golf season. Beta will be private from what I've heard. Yeah, that seems about right. Just don't want to push out an early access this time. Last time we thought that it was really, really helpful for us, but now that we've got a game, we just want to put it out to a select, maybe 200 or so, and just go, okay, the best players and the worst players. I don't want just the best players feeding back. I want the people like the worst players as well, which I cover most probably. Is there lofting? Yes and no. It's not going to be like it was in TGC1. We haven't actually sorted any of that out yet, but it will be a lot less. What we've done, we had a slight issue with the Golf Club 1, and the lofting was attached to all clubs. So what we can do now is we can actually take that away from each club. Each club is by itself. So what we can do is then mess around within that and change the lofting. So you won't be able to do stupid things with 3 irons and stuff like that, like people were doing there. So what I'm hoping to do, we're going to get rid of the hard numbers. We're going to make these swings a lot harder, punish you with distance when you're not using the hardest set clubs. And what you should do from that is it should get rid of the stupidly high scores or low scores, however you look at it, but not really hurt the people at the very bottom. So I should be still scoring around the same, but the top players should be not scoring as well. So what it does is it compresses it a little. So the bad players aren't getting punished, but the good players are getting the challenge that they want. Will the B2B PC players only? I'm not sure yet. I have to look into it. I've spoke to Microsoft and Sony about it, and they were saying, yeah, we can do a beta to our players. So it's the thing is, we still have to go through a submission process to get on that. And then once you get to that point where you're doing the submission process, you're near enough to a point where you're at a point of no return. So that's the problem. What the great thing about Steam is that I can push the build out, and while we're doing that, we can be working on the submission stuff for Sony and Microsoft. So yeah. Right. Okay. Let me do the chipping stuff as well. So what we've also got on the driving range, we've got chipping green as well, so you can actually practice bunker shots and everything else. So here we go. So we've got a little chipping green, and I can just like practice on there. Just place the ball in the bunker, and there we go. And I can just practice my bunker shots over and over again. Will there be multiple firmness settings in the course designer? Yes. Game modes, yeah, we're going to be adding 3 or 4 more game modes. We've got them listed out, so there'll be there'll be plenty of more game modes. The online experience is going to be improved, stuff like that. So we can that's the sort of stuff we really wanted to get improved upon. You know, wanted to get the gameplay down. So the thing is with the gameplay, it's not really a back of box feature for like when people go into the Walmarts and the Asdas and places like that. So what you have to do is you have to have enough stuff on the back of the box that people want to buy the game, but enough to improve upon the last version, so you guys and myself think that we're actually making progress. So yeah, that's sort of what we're doing. We're sort of balancing what we've got to do. Right, okay, so let's get out of practice. What else have we got? We've got societies. Okay, so career and societies is much together. The career is more like an offline society where you play against AI and you build your club up and your skill level at the same time. So that's going to be good. There's actually no the plugin in the bunkers has actually been fixed now, CMAT, so that's cool. So I'll go into societies. So what we've got is we've got a very early version of my clubhouse here. So this is one of the clubhouses that I've got. It's not a particularly nice club. It's just between me and a couple of other team members here. As you can see, there's a straw on the floor and some stuff around. And it's not looking great. And then I've got the TGC Dev Team Club. This is a lot more plusher club. We've got all 25 members of the team in there at the moment. We play daily. We've got the LB Classic, which is in progress. And as you can see, what we'll have is actually have player models walking around inside here and stuff like that. So there'll be a real feel of like there's life. One of the big problems with the golf club, one was it was a bit like a zombie apocalypse. There was only you and no one else, and we wanted to make sure there was life and it felt like life. So there's going to be people milling around the clubs outside when you're on the course. There'll be people milling around inside these clubs as well. So you actually get a feel that you're not the only person in there. So that's sort of the plan. So then what you do is once you've got your club. The clubs have a bank balance, so then bank balances will be able to like afford new clubs and stuff like that, and get you improved clubhouses, and sort of create that sort of elitism that you're part of a really, really good club. So you know the thing is with our fan sites like TGC Green and TGC Tours and people like that, they should be able to have clubhouses with their thousands of members, and they'll all be in there, and then they've got the plushest clubs. And they'll have the best tournaments, best prize money. You have to pay a subscription to that course, which is all in-game money. It's not real money, and you use that money and you win prizes. You know that the club will put prize money up, and then they make money from that, and then they can improve their clubhouses, create their own logos is the plan as well, so you can put them onto your clothing and stuff like that. You'll be able to join like more than multiple societies, yes. So you can have your own. You can be part of like I'm part of 3 here at the moment. You can be in many. So and then you know what you've got is dependent on your season. So I can look at my season schedule here. What you'll have is the more events in your season, the more majors you can create, and then when you have a major. They become tour really like pro events really that you get in real life. So what you'd see is you go out to play them events, the HUD will change. It will become more like a television presentation. The commentary will be more presentation based, and then crowds will turn up. So if you're in like a TGC Tours club and they've got 4,000 members, you know, you're likely to see 20,000 people turn up on the at the course to actually be there. So it's it's like to build up that sort of feeling that you're in a big club, and you know you've got to try and stay in there. And so the other thing is, like, if you look at things like TGC Tours and the way that they work, and you see you've got your PGA Tour, and then you've got your Web.com Tour, and people like that. And when you want to go down, and I'm like in the like E, I think at the moment, I want to feel that I've progressed and I've gone down. So when I go back down to the E Tour, I want to be sitting in a clubhouse that's not quite as nice. So that's sort of the plan. It's like that feeling when you join a really, really nice gym and you go in there, and then you go, oh, this is plush, I like this, I get my towel when I walk in and all that, and it's really, really cool. And then when you're not performing and you're not winning money and you can't afford to be part of them clubs anymore, and you have to drop down to more basic societies, you actually feel that you haven't been achieving, and that sort of elitism that you sort of get in golf is sort of portrayed. That's what I'm hoping. I've unlocked all the clubhouses here just to show you an array of clubhouses that you can actually choose, and you can see, like, you can make sure. So I've got another one here. This is my dream one with the marble, and you can look around there and see what you've got. So it's all about creating groups with friends, as well as creating big public groups that you can play in, and sort of having the ability to incorporate some of that stuff that people were doing in their fan sites offline into the game. So then that people are aware that they exist and stuff like that. So it's really helping the fan sites and like making sure that new users know where the best place is to be, and how to play with their friends by themselves, and then how to also expand that and like go up the levels and be part of the top tier of people, you know. And I really want that feeling that when I'm a good player, I'm going to be in good clubs, and it feels like it. And when I'm playing with my groups, just me and my mates, I want it to feel like it's a poor man's club, and that's where we are. And you know, so there's that feeling of progression when you get better and better at the game. So yeah, that's what else have we got? Trying to do a stream, right, okay, so any questions that I've missed out on here, because there's been loads while I've been chatting. Will there be great clubhouses with crappy courses attached to them? So the thing is, the reason why I've called them societies than country clubs is because over in the UK, most pubs and stuff have golf societies, you know, and I grew up being a member of an Irish club's golf society that didn't have any clubs attached. So what you do is you go out and you create a season on loads and loads of different courses, and it really suited the way the golf club worked, and rather than just be attached. So country clubs in like the American sense are very attached to one course, and you play that amongst your friends, and that's not what I really wanted to do. I wanted to make sure that there was a feeling that you know, you could play all the courses in the world, and then you had certain favourites maybe amongst your friends. So yeah, so that's that. Let me think. These societies are a great idea. Let me see more things for designers. Will we have the ability to choose course difficulty, choose courses and difficulty in career mode? Yes. So what will happen in the career mode is that you own your society, and then you bring in the members of and difficulty that you wish, and the more like the harder the players, the more willing they are to pay into your society, meaning that you will be able to choose bigger competitions, bigger prize funds, and all that money that you make in your career mode offline society is used online, so you can move that back. Anthony has got a Spurs shirt in the background. Yeah, that's our old CEO. He's a huge Tottenham fan. This used to be his office, so we now use it as the streaming room. how easy will it be able to play against live players? So what we're going to do, we're going to build on, it's not going to be a lobby, but what we've got, and the one thing that I always like about real life golf is that if I haven't got any partners, I go into the bar at my local club and I'll find someone in the bar to play with. So we're going to have bars rather than lobbies, and it's what you'll do is you'll be able to go and meet players in your club, your society. They don't have to be your friends that you can then choose to play against. So that's the big improvement on the multiplayer side. We'll have more game modes. We'll have like being able to not play friends. We'll have improved stability. Some of the things we're really working on. It's very hard to sort of find out why the stability on some of them things isn't working at the moment, because it's but it works fine here and good internet connection. So we find that people that can't stay logged in, it's something to do with that. But we're improving that all the time, and we're constantly looking into it. We'll be able to have tournaments against other societies. Yes, that's the plan. The plan at the moment is to be able to have that. Looking at what we can do in the time, I'm not quite sure. The plan was always to have a tournament against someone else. So then you maybe a stroke play, and you choose the best 20 people or something to have that against. I don't know. So as Keith said, keep in mind the game's still many months away. Yeah. So swing and that, it's got 9 months more of tweaking. This has only been in for like 2 months, 3 months. So it's like we've only put it in and continue to work on it. Will you see avatars in the clubhouse? We'll try and see the avatars. It's like how much we can get, because the problem is with our I'll go into our course designer now, our player editor. The thing's a beast. We've spent a lot of time, a lot of money into this. We're using photogrammetry technology now, so what you'll see is these guys are ultra realistic. They've got down to blackheads in the noses, and you'll be able to change anything that you want to change. So we've scanned lots and lots of different actors of all races and creeds and shapes and sizes, so we can actually basically morph between people and create anybody that you want. So I can change their nose size there. He's got a really flat nose. I can change the width of it. So I'll give him a little nose, and I can change his jaw. Give him a small little face there. Bring him right up. Bring the width of it in. And so what you should be able to do, there should be nothing that you can't create within here. So you should be able to create the guy that you want to make. As you can see, this guy is a lot different already from the stuff that we've hooked up. My favourite thing on here is all the skin things we've got from freckles. You can give him freckles to no freckles, to neck moles, to all kinds of things. My favourite one is the weathering option. So you've got your 20-year-old man, and you can, the oldest guy I think we scanned was 65. So then you've got an older man then, and just and you can do that. So who was the face that you scanned for this guy? So this isn't anybody in particular. So we've got loads and loads of actors that we got in, and then you merge between them all, and then you can create anybody from that. So what you do is you create structures from all their faces, and then with that you can work on that. Can we play other than one user profile? That's the plan at the moment. That's what we're working on. Hair options, we're going to have loads and loads of hair options. We haven't got any hair at the moment because it's a pretty hard thing to work on. So we can choose haircuts and change the styles. We'll have sideburns, goatees, moustache, beards, stubble, body hair, eyebrows. It's like everything you can think of is going to be there. How many moles and pimples all depends on how many people we scan at the end. Yeah, exactly. That guy looks like he's 2 weeks away from death. Yeah, he's a big smoker. Been out in the sun a lot on the golf course. We can change. We can even change tan. You see the sunburn opacity. stuff like that. So there's loads and loads of stuff that you'll be able to do to basically create the person you want to be representing you on the golf course. I'm sure there's going to be many more camera options. Yes, tons and tons of more camera options in there, which yeah. So like the plans at the moment for cameras are going to be infinite. I think that we're going to when we really get cracking on that we won't do that for another 6-7 months. So I'm afraid. Nostril piercings, yeah, I'm not sure, it's, might be. And then we've got clothing as well, so we've got infinite amount of clothing, again loads and loads of patterns where I can equip them, and I can actually change the colour of these very easily, you know, just go in there. We've got full palettes, and I can create anything I like. There you go. And then I've got emblems on there as well, so I can, are they working in this build? So I've got all these emblems. So the plan is that you join a golf club, and in real life, you know, if I was a member of St Andrews, I'd make sure that everybody knew that I was a member of St Andrews by wearing a t-shirt or a jumper or whatever every week with yeah, with St Andrews logo on it. And so that, like, in the golf club, what we want is that you join a certain society. So if you're a member of TGC Tours or something, then you want to be like showing that off. If you're in the top tier of TGC Tours, you want to be showing that off, and you want to be wearing clothing. So when you're in multiplayer games, when you're in other societies and stuff, you can actually, your avatar shows off that you're in TGC Tours, or you're in the HB Pro Club, or you're in whatever. So that's sort of the idea of that, is that, again, that elitism and that drive to get you to places that you want to go. So you'll be able to design them logos as a plan, and then you put them on your clothing, you can put them on your balls, you can put them on your clubs, you can put them on anything anything you want there. So we've got, you know, we're down to shoes. We've got everything that you want to edit is in there, from clubs, bags, equipment, stuff like that. So that's all in there. And then we've got course designer stuff. This is the reason I wanted Keith here, because Keith knows more about these great things than me, because he's the one that's been designing all the courses for us with the new build. At the moment, we've still got the same flow in. We haven't changed any of that at the moment. And we'll just design a new course. We've changed the front end a little. I'm not sure how much this will change as we develop on. So let's have a look. What have we got here? It's changed. Create an ad. So we've got a create water thing now, and you get a plane, and then you can just like, I can place water down like that. How is that working? Let me see. Is that going to work? I should get Paul in here for this. So what they do, and you should be able to lift it and place it. So it's placed at the moment, and then I can edit that normally. Sculpt some land. Oh, there you go, and there's a water plane in there. So I should be able to grab that then. Does that land? No. And then what I can do, if I can get Paul, I might get Paul in here to show you off. I'm going to come in, Paul's here, so Paul's going to show this off, and he knows what he's doing because he's just played it. So there you go. Talk.
Just a quick shot of what we do. So you have a little, I think I'm using the range tool, flat tool, so we'll clean out those little bumps, yeah. So, I'm just gonna walk away from this little mess as it is, but whenever we see some, this is a little pond now that we put up there. We wanna do some more fancy. Let's see here. Let's bring this back closer down to the water level. Here we go. Here's the advanced edit tools that we're gonna throw in for a bunch of stuff. So let's just move things around. I've actually redone all the controls on this, so we can tilt the water plane in a bunch of different directions if you want to have it slide down a hill. And the big one that we're going to bring over to all the other brushes as well is scaling in a couple dimensions. So we go back to the rotation here. Do a nice long pond here. Drop over that. Slower, nice long pond to run between these two holes. Where's my? So we've got a bunch of fixes that have gone in since the E3 build to help clean up the look of water and whatnot that you're seeing beneath the water. It'll look more like it should look more like the water that is naturally generated on the course. We also have water flow that's about to go in. It's not in this build yet, but you can change the speed and direction that the water's flowing at there. Yeah, it's a quick rundown of the water that's in there. I don't think we don't have the crowd models in yet. Placing them was there, and there's just one default model. Do you want to
You can show them the model and how it's going to work.
It's just yeah, we'll just show you how the crowd's going to work. So right now, there are a little brush that the designer can go through and choose where the crowd will stand. Watch you play and put that. Right now, I think I just have the flare model in there. So, and they're not doing anything. Crowd will turn them on. So there's a bunch of people standing around watching your shot approach the green. And then in gameplay, the crowd will follow you along as you play. Obviously, we can't have thousands of crowd models all over the course, but animations are coming for them and more of a variation, obviously, and more outfits and looks and whatnot. I think once the player model stuff gets finalized, we'll see what we can pull from that to make the crowd look special. The crowd should do their best to get out of the way. The golf ball's coming at you. We'll have to get some time once the animators have their way with them. So I'm just trying to catch them some questions here. Creating grandstands, that's on the list. We don't have any tournament specific options in yet, but basically we want to put grandstands, the crowd locations, leaderboards, TV towers, stuff like that. It's all sort of like a tournament dress for your course. And then it's being used in a tournament or something like that. It'll show up. If you're just playing a normal round, then you won't see any of that. Hopefully, I'm not. Chat's flying by here, so hopefully I didn't miss too many questions. Hit me up on the forums. I'll see what I can answer there. Yeah, so that's the two big changes to the course creator that have gone in so far. A few minor things are waiting in the wings. We're just working on some more stuff to do with positioning objects at multiple levels and whatnot. Oh, right. Can show you the water stuff. I believe this is in here too. So we have these ripples that'll go follow you around, and they have the same. Oh, I might have broke this with the old system. Yeah, I think it's all messed up, but that's being cleaned up right now. What I'm working on to help you position stuff properly and be able to raise and lower bridges, walls, change, have them snap together, all kinds of fun stuff like that. So we're gonna, wherever possible, we'll give you a bunch of advanced options for objects and brushes to sort of get some more customization and do more with what we give you now. As I'm gonna throw it back over to Anthony. I think I covered everything here. Enjoy.
Cheers, man.
No problem.
Right. So yeah, that is that at the moment. I think that's basically what I took to E3 to be able to show off. And so yeah, I've taken you through the build and shown you mainly what we've got. What I'll do now for the next 20 minutes is basically just sit here and let you ask me questions, and we can so what are the new themes? So we don't know yet. We don't know. So new themes, we'll have to decide near the time. You know, we're gonna just keep improving on what we've got, and I'd like to do a city one. I've always wanted to do alt shot. Maybe, I don't know. We're gonna do 4 or 5 new stuff. Alt shot's a little hard because it really screws with the scorecards, but I'm sure we can do something to have a look at that. It's one of the things we want to look at anyway, so it's there. Yellow dummy tees, yeah, we're gonna have multiple tees. So one of the good things about doing the hard swing is that we're gonna have you can have the ability to actually tee off of the normal and the pro tees and stuff like that. You'll be able to choose before you go off and say, like, I'm going to tee off for this round for this tee and stuff like that. TGC1 update. I don't know. God, there's so much going on now. I can't keep up with the questions. Right. Okay. Can I scroll up these? Right. Okay. Move these up. Okay. So, wish you guys. Where am I? Right. Okay. Web portal for societies, maybe. What clubs can we use? You can use any club, so you'll get the choice to put the clubs in your bag before you go out. You must have alternate shot. It's a must. Well, I don't know if it's a must. You know, it's we've got a great golf game at the moment. Without it, it's not a must. It's something that we want to do. A must is to have a great golf game. You know, and everything else comes after that. So yeah, what new objects in the GNCD have? Loads, like new bridges, new like fences, everything that we can find, add, whatever we're going to do, we're going to try and do that. So you know, we want more clubhouses, stuff like that. Yeah, we're going to improve the designer the front end a little, just to make it a little easier and stuff, so a little bit more user friendly. We have more stats and records, yes. So I'm a big fan of stats and records and stuff as well. So I really want to push them in. I want the commentary to show that as well. I want John to be talking about stuff about records on certain holes when you go and approach them. How well you're doing in that tournament. How well you've improved on putting over the year and stuff like that throughout the season. So we're going to be doing loads and loads of stuff with that. So it's all cool. I'd really like to do heat maps as well. Any plans to hide the golfer when lining up a putt? Not at the moment, but I don't see why it's something we can't do. That will make slopes a bit easier. Can you switch back and forth on swing difficulty while playing around? No. Hybrids, yes, they're already in. They're just not in this build, but I've been playing with hybrids. Will the keyboard mapping to designer on PC get an overhaul? Yeah, I think everything on the PC within designer should improve a little as well. Keyboard mappings and stuff. It just doesn't work as well. Thanks, Canuck. I'll pay $100 for this game. Oh, great. Max will be happy. How does selecting pins for events work? Not sure yet. We haven't done the front end design, but it's mostly what you'll do is you'll go, okay, we're going to create 4 rounds, and you go, okay, pin 1, pin 2, pin 3, pin 4 for that. I don't know. It's not particularly difficult thing to solve, I don't think. Performance optimization is better in Unity 5. No, not really. What Unity 5 gives us is a little bit better compatibility with console stuff. Will it improve and optimize better? Yes, but then we're adding more stuff, which again will slow it down. I think what you'll find in optimization and performance being better is just us being more experienced with using Unity on the modern gen stuff and more experienced with the golf club. So you'll see improvements like that. Look at the improvements we've had over time already. Glad you're liking it. Can we have fairway feed directly into water? No band of rough. Yeah, I think so. Don't know exactly the full extent of messing around with that, but I don't know why it shouldn't. Prevailing winds in designer, will it happen? I'm not a big fan of putting winds in the designer. I wouldn't mind just saying where the directions came from. Maybe I don't know. Unless you're talking about adding wind in the design just so you can test stuff out, which I think I'm a big fan of. Will we have more textures to use? Right now we have 2 extra for say motion rose. There's more of everything. So there's basically in the list of backlog here we've got more of everything, and then when we get to them we add more, and then like it's 1 round of each. So then it's where we get to by the time 9-10 months is up of what we can add. For the hybrids, that's cool. We'll be able to save a course from any menu. Always sucks to have to exit and put what you I'm doing. Save. That's a good point. I don't know. Yeah, like if you think that's a good thing, bring it up on the forums as well. Can we hide the scorecard? Yeah, I think we're going to do a lot more with that post-shot stuff anyway. And when you're in a tournament and that we've got live leaderboards going in, stuff like that. So you'll be able to see stuff. You'll maybe even be able to swap between holes and see other people if they're live. Just to, will it be easier to read putts without grids? I'm looking at ways to do that. It's like my problem is with gridless golf is it's unnecessarily difficult, harder than real life. So I want to find a nice balance in between, which would be good. Chat rooms in societies, messaging, not so much chat rooms, but there'll be messaging within it. Stint reading instead of numbers. Maybe we actually do the stint reading now and convert it into numbers, so it shouldn't be a problem. Second on putting without grid being easier to read. Good work on the rookie design videos, Keith. Thanks for answering my question. No problem. Is the release of PS4 also next year, or if you? No, everything's coming out at the same time. There's no reason that Xbox and PC can't, PC and PlayStation can't all be the same time. Yeah, definitely going to add wind to the course to test it. That's not a bad thing. Is career going to be easier this time? Shooting 1900 was almost. Yeah, it will be. I think it was slightly unbalanced last time, and it's something that I would actually, if we do a TGC1 update, it's one of the things I want to actually fix. There's a few things in that I want to get done, and that was one of them. Will there be an option for faster greens? We're going to change the way that works, so it's going to be more. It's going to be an actual more fluid choice between there. What about skins mode against other players? Yes, definitely looking at that. Freaking awesome, well done. PS4 last time. Any new weather effects planned? Dynamic weather maybe. We're looking into it. I'm not sure at the moment. It's tough with the new lighting stuff we're doing to say that there is. I think what we might have is the weather to come in before the round, but I don't know if it will change halfway through. Can event creator choose and lock swing difficulty? No, that's a no. The whole reason for doing the distances and stuff is I don't want people getting locked out. Nobody plays a round in real life where they say you can only play with your left hand. Are we going to have more gusts? Yeah, wind's going to be overhauled a little anyway because the physics in Unity 5 has slightly changed. We had to rejig some of them physics in there anyway, and winds is one of the things I've got written down to be looked at more randomist. Like if you 8-yard chip onto the flat with no wind, I think we don't want any randomness. We want to get rid of randomness and make just more difficult to do that and more variation. 360-degree ball lie physics. We're already in, so we've got up and downhill lies, side lies, everything. So that's already in. That's not a problem. Any news on pop bunkers? Not yet, no. But we are looking into them. That's one of the things that we'll be adding after Walter and stuff. So Paul's on the case. Walter was a big ask for E3, so we got that in, and then crowd is also huge. But all these pop bunkers and stuff like that. Will all aspects of the short game be fixed? Yeah, so chipping and everything works really well at the moment, and I'm going to get rid of the flop, the ease of flop and stuff like that will be fixed. So there's going to be, I think you're going to be a lot happier with the short game, and I know I am. Okay, let me look. I would like to go back to the same place I was in at the designer after testing a change. Yeah, I think that a lot more static variables within there would be good. Flyers out of the rough. We're going to be improving the physics all the time over the next 9-10 months, so there's going to be a load more stuff there. Need a smooth transitions from fairways to light rough to heavy. It needs work. I think we're all aware of that. The thing is, it's very difficult. It's very easy on other games when they've only got like 12 courses and they can and they know what them courses are going to be, and be able to just smooth them out in and bake them in. It's also easy when you don't have 3D grass. So to have 3D grass and smooth transitions in an editor is tough, and it's something that we want to work on. But it's like the things that when people say it's a must. I don't know if it would be a must. It's something that we want to work on because it doesn't look particularly realistic, but it's not a it's like a must. Coloured skies. But the sky's an atmosphere, so we don't work in a skybox. I saw somebody post today. We need to definitely do new skyboxes. We don't have any skyboxes, and this is one of the reasons we can have dynamic lighting and stuff with the sun moving through the air. You won't see that anywhere else, and actually that our clouds will actually cast shadows and stuff. The ability to remove the pin when chipping and pitching. Not sure. Anti-cheat system. Well, I'm sort of hoping that the anti-cheat system is that your club will get rid of cheats in real life. If you notice someone in your golf society that is picking the ball up out the bunker and throwing it into a nice bit of fairway, make sure that guy was kicked out and you won't be playing against him anymore. Have you guys added smells into the game? Yeah, we've got a full scratch and sniff card that comes with the game. So every time you want to actually smell the sweet grass, you do that. If it's a smelly little lake with water that hasn't moved, you can just sniff that part. I'm only joking. Don't mention randomness to Scruffy. Yeah. Will there be cross-platform leaderboards with all platforms? I'm talking to Microsoft, Sony about this at the moment. We hope so. We were the first game to actually have that in there. So I'm really looking forward to being able to do that with leaderboards and stuff. The only thing that stops it at the moment is that we're not allowed to show usernames. So it says TGC member, which is a bit of a pointless leaderboard when everybody on there has got no differentiation. Toggle button on for green grids. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that as well. I just want to change green grids anyway. Any more pebbles, rocks being added? Like loads, I'm sure. Thanks for answering about the flop question. I guess they'll have less spin then. Yeah, we're just going to improve them physics on there a lot. The short game stuff overall. Matt, our lead designer, is just working on short game on time at the moment, and that and the swing. 9-10 months that takes us to March. Oh no. People will still find ways to make it easier. People will always find ways to make it easier, but the other thing with the thing about societies is that you can play with a set of people that are your level, can play with people that have your mindset, and that's the whole point of it. Fusion's put the England team up. Rooney is rested as thought. Vardy and Sturridge up front. It's a decent team. Unfortunately, Ireland got a bit of a spanking the other day, but I fancy us to beat Italy on Wednesday, and hopefully keep the dream alive. At least we didn't do as badly as last time. Marcin. Can grid resolution be increased? Grid. I don't know. Is it like big work on the on the grids? I think that's the thing I really want to improve on. Make it a little bit different from what everything else is out there. Grey bunkers. I'd like to do a lot more textures in the bunkers and stuff like that. Are you gonna add tall grass? Yeah, I think the tall grasses that are there. It would be nice if we had an extra thing to say we're in the deep rough. And what I really want is that feeling of like if you're on the weaker clubs that can't get distance and someone's got a lot of long grass and you don't make that drive. You've really got to step up your game and move up to the pro clubs if you're gonna play certain courses. That's sort of what I'm aiming for. Will there be a game chat while at the bar society? If it is, it will be typed. It won't be comms. Any chance of patching TGC1 with a new swing mechanic, please? Not I hope. The reason we're doing a TGC2, one of the main reasons, is that we can't change the base game for people, and we won't have the options. So that's the reason for that. Up the Scottish yet? They won't be going. You making Littlebrook Manor harder? No, I would like to do another Littlebrook Manor, but I want it to stay easy. So that the plan is, I think it's going to be a great test of the new swing mechanic that everyone should be able to play Littlebrook Manor with the hard swing and shoot better than what they do with the normal clubs. But because the fairways are so wide and the greens are so large and stuff like that. So I'd really like to do another Littlebrook Manor with actually brooks that flow in a nice up and down way. So that's one of my things to do. Divots are a little harder to do divots because you've got a 2 kilometre square course and you've got to remember where they all are. Can't used to do long style on grass. That's what I was thinking as well. Will people we see in the clubhouses be real people or random hour? What I would want at the moment is to have the people who are members of your club, their avatars walking around, if it's possible or not. As I said when I was doing the stream there, there's so much data going into our player and character creator that to be able to create them and put them in the clubhouses, it might just be too big for memory. Driving golf carts, that's on my list, but it's so low down that I don't think I'm gonna. Payne Stewart's +4 pants and knee socks in. Not at the moment. It all depends what we can scan. Thanks for taking the time to the stream. Not a problem. Can we have TGC1 for modding after you are done with it? No, I don't think so. It'd be nice. We might do something. I don't know. Balls get stuck in the middle of red slopes. Yeah, we're gonna have to do something to improve on that. Driving golf carts mini game, that would be cool. I'd like to be able to. I want to be able to feel the course and walk around. Like at the moment, you don't feel that you're out in the open air. When I looked at Athena Academy there the other week, and all the things that are on that course that I wouldn't have seen if I just played the course. Where in real life, when I'm walking around, I get the feeling of that course, and I want to be able to give designers the feeling, like the ability to create ways for people to see their courses as a whole and get users as they play the feeling of they're on a golf course and out in the wild. So I don't know how we're going to do that yet. Zamo, give me a shout out, big boy. There you go. poor player can ever see inside of a nice looking club. Yeah, exactly, and that's the thing. Thanks you guys, HB. New club selection with 14 slot bag. Yes, that's all what we're having. Match play. Can we have stats records? Yes. So we're going to be keeping a lot more stuff on them kind of stuff as well. So you know, as we all know, what we added with the multiplayer was way beyond what we were ever meant to have in there at the beginning. So to be able to add that and the ways we look at it, it's going to be improved on definitely. Looking superb, thank you very much. Plug bunkers, yeah, well that should be resolved now. I did hit a ball at E3 there last week where I hit the bunker and then zoomed out the other end and onto the green, so I'm sure a few of you guys will be happy with that. What will the average drive be for the hard swing? It's about 280 carry. I've been hitting like 320s with it with minimal wind if I turn off the timing because I'm not very good. Any plans for VR? Not at the moment. We did VR a while back for the Morpheus when they first announced it, and we decided we wouldn't continue doing it. It was the frame rate and stuff was hard to get, but I think it's something we'd definitely look into if we thought it would be good, especially for taking in that scenery that I was talking about. Beta info, too early yet, mate. Have no idea. It's going to be a good. It's September, October time before I know anything about that. Yeah, more trees, definitely cherry blossom, white blossom, yeah. I understand you correctly, not being able. That's Mitchell. I was just about to ask. Will be playing match play versus ghosts? I would like to think match play versus ghosts would be cool, and there's no reason why we can't. I'd love to play match play versus ghost because like my dad plays back home, and then like I'm here in Canada, and it's like great that if I can just play a match play game against them. Sharper edges for landscaping. Yeah, I think that's definitely a must. We trying to create these cliff faces and stuff for the waterfall stuff that we were doing last week. It really did show that it was too hard to do it. So yeah, I definitely think we should be doing that. And I'm sure we'll be doing something like that. Any ladies to clean your balls on the course? Extra. Not sure about that, buddy. But we will have female models in there to build your female characters from as well. Please tell me that GNCD and TGC1 will fix crashing in PS4 before it's released. That's the plan. We never try and release anything with crashing. Whenever we find these things, we fix them. We've got a very, very solid build. We were one of the few games at E3 getting demoed last week that didn't crash, and we're still like a long way off from finishing. So Maximum Games are very, very happy that we could stand there for 3 days and the game didn't crash. So it's solid. Have you got any courses saved in the cloud, not saved on console? How much is Tree Library expanded? We're looking at adding more time. It hasn't expanded yet. We looked at Speed Tree. Didn't really add much to our tree collection. It actually reduced it and didn't look in any way improved and didn't improve. It actually slowed the game down. So we removed that and went back to what we've got. Will TGC ball or 2 have a ball stance grip you wanted for TGC1? What do you mean, Smurf? We've got a whole new set of animations. We've got like pre-shot, post-shot stuff now. The animators are very, very happy with what we went and captured. It was really, really cool. So I might do a bit of a dev diary on that in the next couple of weeks. Just talk through what we captured and what our plan is for that. Love the direction TGC2 is headed. This is going to be great. Please consider pay for beta access. You could break out a few bucks to help out. Any plans for making real life design? Not overly at the moment. Ball stance grid. Yeah, ball stance grids we'll definitely be doing. Looking for that ball stance grid. That'd be nice, especially now that we've got 360 physics. So look, well, with what you have now and what you've added, this is going to be superb. Thanks for the stream, even though it's very early alpha. No problem, Jim. I'm glad everyone seems to be on board with what we're doing. I think once you see the new models going in and the new animations on the guy as well, it just brings the game up to another level. When you look at certain other games out there and what they're doing, is we felt we were a little bit behind in that respect. So it was good for us to get a partnership with someone like Maximum Games that could see that was a need as well, and us to spend that money in there, because when we done TGC1 we really couldn't. We had to be very, very clever with the budget and how we spent it to make a very, very good golf game. And this time I think that what we've got is we've got a very, very good base golf game that we can now add to and put the icing on the cake in certain departments while still improving all the foundations at the same time. Great work, AK. Have to check out, watch the replay. Good, glad you're enjoying it. Any club clothes for each club? Not at the moment, but that doesn't mean we're not going to do it. All that stuff we're going to scan and get it in photogrammetry. So it's all about getting hold of stuff and scanning it in, and there's an expense to doing each of them things. But scanned in clubs, we've scanned in clothing, we've scanned in like players, everything. So it looks like very, very, very good high end stuff. Option to disable ghost balls for tourney creators. Not sure. The thing is, Smith, my big thing I agree with you on is if we're going to do the ghost balls in tournaments, they should be turn based anyway. So you're not getting that advantage of seeing other people's ball before you take your shot. The UK accent is hard on your ears. Oh man, what can you do? It is what it is. You wouldn't understand me. Will retaining walls of different heights? Not sure at the moment. Still got to look into that. Will fencing retaining walls auto snap? Yeah. So with all the walls and stuff will auto snap now. That's what we're working on. Once we get the bridge stuff in to snap in, we'll be able to add that to all that. Positives about this game: swing difficulty and such and great. Miss the Q&A because the phone. Have to rewatch on YouTube. This is looking superb. Are you planning on doing more of these streams as the build? Yeah, I think so. It's a bit hard to do one every week, one because sometimes we work on stuff for a few weeks that doesn't actually improve the game any, and it's not much to show you. But I definitely want to make sure that we keep this going throughout development. So then everyone's got like an input and can see what we're working on and go, yeah, okay, this is the direction they're moving in. So I can't see why we shouldn't do that. Transparent player while putting. Yeah, I think we're gonna be working on loads of these things for these camera angles. So we'll be doing stuff like that. Come on, England. Yeah, I suppose. Rascal has got a great point there. Actually, I put a bet on England to win the Euros, so I won't mind them. Excited about TGC2. Okay, thanks guys. Yeah, it's good. England to win 2-1. Low wooden fences would be nice. Options to choose: salty language or regular for John's commentary. Yeah, somebody came up to me actually at E3 and said they were absolutely in love with John. They thought he was the best thing they'd ever heard in any game. It was, and they were really disappointed he wasn't at E3 with me. I don't know. We haven't balanced any of the clubhouse money yet, Colin. So I don't know. It's like we're just playing the game in the studio at the moment, and we're sort of faking the bank balances and seeing how they feel. So that'll be a thing when we do the beta testing as well. It's all about getting enough people on to create their society and just see how the clubhouses work and stuff like that. So it's still early. Will course records be imported? Courses from TGC1. They'll mostly be cleared because the swing mechanic's going to be so different. We need Brett as co-commentator. Yeah, we were thinking about that. Like, how do we get someone else in? Like, it would be good if we could get someone. Create your own commentary option would be superb. I would like to give that out to people. Like, that would be superb to do. Will the crowds be optional or play? No, they'll be optional. So what will happen is you place the crowd on the course, and then depending on the importance of the match, like the tournament, they'll turn up. So when you play, I don't know. I'm not sure on a single round if we should add them or not. If you're just a friendly round, But for in the the society mode, it will only be if your club's very, very popular and you're playing big tournaments. The full crowds will turn up. Bratton commentary would be cool. Just gave me max clubhouse money. That's cool. Yeah, I'll give you max clubhouse money. Just all up front. If it's Taste GW in the username, that'll be it. Okay, well, it looks like everyone's getting off to watch the football now, so I'm going to do the same. Hope you all enjoyed it, and yeah, it was real fun showing you the build. I know it's a bit of a strange time, yeah. Hope it's all all good, and we'll talk in a few weeks when I've got a little bit more to show you. Thank you very much. Goodbye.